Poštovani gledalci, dobro nam došli u još jednu emisiju Potraga za smislom na našem YouTube kanalu Glas Nade BiH. Moje ime je Miro Jandrić i drago mi je da vam danas mogu predstaviti našu gošću. Možda će malo biti neobičajen način na koji vodimo ovaj razgovor, jer ona iz Rumunije jako dobro priča engleski jezik, ja sa engleski sam onako, jako dobro pričam njemački jezik, ona je sa njemačkim onako, tako da smo mislili da je najbolje da ja njoj postavljam pitanja na njemačkom, da ona odgovara na engleskom, a vi ćete svakako imati prijevod na našem jeziku, zato se udobno smjestite i uživajte u jednoj jako interesantnoj životnoj priči.
Herzlich willkommen. Ich danke dir, dass du da bist und dass du dich entschieden hast, deine Lebensgeschichte mit uns zu teilen.
Danke auch.
Vielleicht für Anfang, dass du uns sagst, woher kommst du, wo bist du geboren, wo hast du deine Kindheit verbracht?
I'm Hajdu Monika, I'm from Romania. I'm basically a Hungarian girl, but I'm born in Romania, in a small city called Târgu Mureș in Transylvania. I have a mother and a sister and two brothers. I grew up in a pretty simple family without a father. My oldest brother and sister, they are from another father. He died when they was about 12 years old. And then my mom got together with my dad, but my dad left us when I was about 2 years old. So I grew up alone with my mom and my brothers.
Kannst du uns vielleicht ein bisschen mehr sagen über deine Kindheit? Wie war deine Kindheit? Hast du deine Kindheit gute Erinnerung oder war das ein bisschen kompliziert? Wie war das?
Well, my childhood, to put it this way, everywhere we have problems, so we have to say this honestly. I had a pretty regular childhood, to put it that way. My mom, she was a really hard worker woman. I should start that we was pretty poor. We was from a very poor family. We did not have so much food and clothes, and then we didn't have so much education either. It was not easy for my mom to raise 4 kids by herself. So it always was missing something from home. But it was not the same growing up without a father back home. We never had our own house, our own place. So we was moving from place to place, from rent to rent. And that was quite hard for a child. Then missing supplements and foods all the time. And unfortunately, my mom, when I get in a teenager age, then she fell into the alcohol battles, and that was really hard back home. That was really hard.
Habt ihr dann Probleme gehabt, wahrscheinlich mit Mama, oder?
Well, yes. I think for my mom, she did not have a very good childhood herself, and it was quite many problems back home in her childhood. So I guess somehow my mom, she bring that problems in our family. And well, I guess she tried her best. She tried her best as a mom, but it was not easy for a single mom raising 4 kids. And so it is. The curiosity came from a very young age in my life, asking myself why we deserve this, why we don't have like others, why we are not like other families. And then I start to kind of get in not a very good background and friendships from the school.
Kurze Frage, hast du dich selber gefragt, warum, oder hast du vielleicht gesagt, Gott, warum passiert mir das?
Well, I guess I asked God, but I didn't really realize that He's alive.
Okay.
But the question was always there. I'm not from a very typical religious family, but my mom, she has always keep in mind that Jesus is alive,
Okay.
and we should respect that. And she always used to say that being poor, it's nothing to be ashamed of. And everything is from God, what is good, and we should respect that. So I kind of had that hearing Jesus, Jesus. But we was not this typical family who goes in the church and reading the Bible and praying. We did not have these things.
Vart je ortodoks oder katholisch?
My mom, she's a Reformat, because in Romania, if you're Hungarian, then you have the religion Catholic or Reformiert.
Okay.
And my mom, she's Reformiert, together with my siblings, with my brothers and sister. And I was the only one Orthodox because my father is Romanian. My father is Romanian, and I was baptized as an Orthodox.
Ortodoks.
But my mom, she never really kept this so important. For her was the same which church we're going, as long as we're praying to a God.
Und wie ist deine Kindheit dann weitergelaufen? Hat diese Probleme in Familien, hat das für dich später, wenn du jung warst, hast du dann diese Probleme irgendwie gespürt? Ich weiß nicht, ob du mich jetzt richtig verstanden hast.
Yeah.
Hast du diese Probleme mitgenommen? Bring with you these problems in your life?
Well, I think the biggest problems in the life was that it wasn't a quite happy family. It was so much problems, and after a certain age, when you start to get in this teenager age, you start to have a lot of questions about what is the real family, happy family image, and you're looking for like a father example in your life. Me being a woman, a girl, I was already looking for a father image in some guys. But the biggest problem started in school. The biggest problem has started in school.
Wie alt warst du dann? Wie viele Jahre?
Probably 11, 12 years old. Okay. I already start to have these problems because, well, my mom, she worked very much. And we was pretty much time all alone back home. It was not easy. I used to take care of my youngest brother and cleaning home and washing and cooking and everything by myself. Mom was working. My oldest brother was in school. My sister, she was in school. So yeah, then start the alcohol problems back home. Then it was a lot of fight because my mom, she has a lot of fight in the oldest brother. So all the time was this tension back home. And we had not such a good communication between the brothers either. So either the police was all the time there, or the neighbors was all the time there. So we always get in a conflict. And then I got like tired of all this drama, to put it like this. And I wished to either to have another mom, a better family, or just to leave from home and make my own happy family as I thought at that age.
Du hast gerade gesagt, du hast dann selber versucht, nach Glück zu suchen. Wo hast du dann dein Glück gefunden?
17,000 kilometers away from home in Costa Rica.
Costa Rica?
Yes.
Du bist einfach so gegangen?
Well, in a certain moment, it hurt me so bad, mom having so much alcohol issues. And got a lot of problems in my family. Sometimes they came from the child protection and they took me away, and I was raised by other family. Yeah, it was a lot of problems then with the police station and everything, and I decided to leave from home, and I thought that if I bring money, then my family will change. Maybe my mom, she will be happy. And I tried to look for money, and I met some guys, much older guys than I was that time. So I was like 15 years old, and these guys was up to 30 years old. And they lied to us. They told us that they have a good job and we can earn very good money. And I believed them. So they made us the fake passports, and we left. We left from home.
Also Passport, dass du auch älter bist, also 18, oder?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes.
Und wie ging's dann weiter? in Costa Rica?
Well, it was me and the two guys and my best girlfriend, Christina, that she's not alive today.
Okay.
She's dead, and she was like my sister. She was my everything at that time. And we left, all four of us. And of course, that the second or the third day, I heard one of the guys talking on the phone in Costa Rica that, okay, I have the two girls with me. So I kind of realized that we are in danger, that these guys, they lied to us. And then I told Christine that we have to escape, we have to run away, because I guess they want to sell us as a prostitute. And I was really scared. But I was more brave than Christina. I always was very focused on how you can get out of stuffs. She was more sensible and more like drama, and yeah. But we escaped without no passport and no money, and it was really hard. We was on the streets for some time, and yeah, it was a hard life. And
Wie habt ihr dann auf der Straße überlebt?
well, we have not been in the streets so long, honestly, because well, you know, the thoughts, they're always there. Good thoughts and bad thoughts. So the good thoughts was that we should go home. We are under 18 and probably mom is worrying, or our friends, we should go home. The other thoughts, they was telling me, no, don't go home. What you gonna do home? You're poor, you have no money and no food and no house. You always have problem and struggle with your mom. You're not so good with your brothers. Stay here. This is Costa Rica. Come on, you can do this. And hearing this voice inside of me more and more, you can do this, you can do this, you can do this, you know, I believed in. And then I just decided, and I told Christine that, okay, listen, we have two options. Either we go home, and that means that we go to the police station to surrender, and they're gonna send us home. Either we're gonna stay here and build up a new life. And of course, after many discussions and talking about this, we decided to remind, and was the big question, what we're gonna do, how we're gonna earn money. And I decided to, together with Christine, because we did not find any option. We was stealing few days of food or something to drink or whatever. And thanks God that in Costa Rica it's no winter, so it's summer and it's nice, so we was not freezing to death. This was like a positive thing for us. And then I decided to go to a nightclub. And we went to a nightclub and we became like strip dancers.
Oh, okay.
It was really hard because we was very young but very beautiful, and the boss didn't really want us because we was very young. And of course we have not said the truth, but he could see that we was young. And he protected us very much. We had no deal with prostitution, but we was just like dancers. I remained there for like 3 months. I was like praying to God. That's what I thought then. But actually I did pray to God. That doesn't mean that God sent me what I asked, but in my mind, I was praying to God, God, please help me and get me out of this life. I can't believe I got into this. I can't even remember how I got into this. Please get me out, save me. And almost 3 months after, I meet an American, very, very rich man from Arkansas. He's not alive anymore. He died. He passed away. And he paid a lot of money. He actually bought me. He bought me with cash money. And I told him, if you want me, you need to have Christine as well, because she's my sister. And I won't leave her here. So he was agree. And well, now knowing God, I think I kind of had this diabolic thoughts in my brain, and I was like getting this brave attitude. I don't think it was from God, because God will make everything right as it should be. So I was like telling him, putting him some rules, and basically I told him that I want to move with him and I want to live in the same house with him and I want freedom. I asked for a certain amount of money as well on the week. So it went well for a while. We got house and car and money, and then I thought like, oh, God is so good. God listened to my prayers and he helped me. So from the poor girl, I start in this other extreme, being this very rich, very, very rich.
Okay. Kann ich fragen, wie heißt der, oder willst du nicht Name sagen?
Well, yeah, his name was Skip Rogers, but he's not alive anymore, he's dead.
Wo hat er sein Geld verdient? Der war sehr reich.
He had a lot of casinos in United States, in Arkansas and in Central America, and he was a very, very big gambler person. He gambled a lot in the casinos, which I learned as well, and I really loved it. So now, knowing God, I know definitely that this was a person that worked together with Satan, because he didn't want to hear about God, never. And the moment he did not get what he wanted, then he transformed really like a demon person. And Satan taught me a lot of things through this man. He taught me to play casinos and drink a lot of alcohol and love this luxury and rich world and love power and sex and pornography, and I started to have a totally different life. I started to have sex with women and guys, and I basically lived in Sodom and Gomorrah, and I liked it. In the beginning, I did not like it. He asked me to do it, and I felt forced, and I was pretty sad. Many times I wanted to back up and get out of this, but then I kind of started to like it.
Also hast du schon quasi mit 17 Jahren schon alles versucht? Rauchen, Alkohol, Pornografie, alles Mögliche?
Yes.
Wie hast du dich gefühlt? Warst du dann zufrieden? Weil du hast gesagt, du gehst weg aus deinem Land und du suchst nach Glück. War das Glück für dich? Hast du dein Glück gefunden? Warst du zufrieden?
Well, honestly, to put it this way, in that moment, when I lived this, I was very happy. I had a good time. I always was laughing and enjoying my time. I was a very beautiful girl and I had beautiful dresses. I started to send a lot of money back home to my family, a lot of money to my friends. I bought houses for my friends and cars and helped them with school and college. I helped a lot of poor people and I was happy with this. I love to dance and listen music, and I just love to enjoy the life. I would lie if I would say no. I was traveling a lot all over the world with this man and without him, because you know, one lie builds another lie. So I was always lying to escape from this man. So basically I was never free. And I was trapped there too. I did not have freedom because my freedom was paid by this man. So I was always controlled. When you're leaving, with who are you leaving, when you're coming. So I was always keep lying. I'm going here, I'm going there, but it was not true. So with his money, I was traveling a lot and I love that. I like to eat good and dress good. But inside of my heart, when I was alone, I missed my family. I missed the law, the rules of my mom. Many times I wished to go home, and actually that was my target, to make some money and go home. But the problem started when I met a wrong man, and he was from a very big mafia with drug dealers and guns and killing and so on. And being with this rich man, I always was in the rich area, because Costa Rica, for at least in that time, it splits in two, the rich people and the poor people. Yeah. So I was always in the rich area with this man, okay? And it was so much perfection, to put it this way. And I didn't like that because I was a simple girl inside of my heart. So me and Christine, we had a lot of curiosity, and we went like in the other side, the poor side, the ghetto side, as we say, you know, down in the Brooklyn. And I liked it there because I met a guy, you know, all these ghetto people, mafia people, all of them, they coming from a trauma life. All of them, they suffered for something, and deeper than others, to put it this way. And I get attracted because two sick people, they get attracted to each other. This is a psychological way of treat themselves. So I was not having a happy life, and not mom and dad and brothers or whatever. And he missed his father as well and was in the jail and so on. So we kind of felt like this love, platonic love, which was not real, was not from God. But then it started really big troubles because I got involved in a very big mafia, cocaine and so on.
Hast du auch
Yes.
selber Drogen genommen?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Then this rich American man was in danger because in the beginning, someone have saw me after a while with this American man and asked me who is he. And I lied. I said that he's my father. And that was really wrong of me because then these people, they realized that I'm a rich daughter of a rich man, and they wanted his money. So I got involved in a lot of not good things, and yeah, a lot of people get killed around me and jail, and yeah, then I could not go back to this American man, and I didn't have money because my money, it was always on the parties and nice clothes and expensive clothes and cars. So today you had and tomorrow you did not have money. And I thought, okay, I could make business with these people, and I get involved with them. But the problem was that I wanted to get out of this gang, and I couldn't. Then I realized that I'm in a big danger. I tried to just simply say in the beginning, listen, I'm done with this. I want to build up myself a nice family, find a nice guy, and I'm gonna leave. And he was like, what? Leave? No, you can't leave. We are your family. We have given you food. We was taking care of you. We put gun in your hands. We teached you. We protected you. We are your family. And I was like, okay, I love you as a family members, but I can't stay with you forever. But then the problem started. Yes.
Bist du dann von denen, hast du geschafft, wegzugehen, oder?
Well, a lot of women, they was kidnapped and kept in house for prostitutions. A lot of women was killed, and it was very hard to escape from them. I was chastened, and the gun was put in my hand, and I was threatened many times, and it was really hard. But in the end, I escaped.
Wo?
I left to Norway.
Norwegen, okay.
Well, first actually I went back to Romania. Of course, in all these 7 years, I went to Romania on and off. I was traveling back home too. I always showed up with a lot of money and so on. And then I got a phone call one day. I kind of decided that I want to change my life. I felt always thirsty for a simple life and a modest life. That was the mirror of my soul. And I decided that I'm not going to go back to that life, even though my most favorite country that I ever visited is Costa Rica. And then I remained home for like about 9 months. And then I get a phone call of one of my friends, and he offered me to go to Norway. Just for like 6 months, but then I reminded 11 years.
11 years, okay.
Yes.
Okay. Und in Norwegen hast du dann genauso gelebt wie in Costa Rica mit Alkohol, mit vielleicht Drogen? War das gleiche Leben oder hast du dich geändert?
Well, first of all, we have to admit that Norway has nothing to compare with Costa Rica. It's two different worlds, different countries. It's a lot of civilization in Norway, and there are rules and law, and the mentality is totally different. But of course, I bring my baggage together with me in a certain amount, the cigarettes, the coffee, the alcohol. I was not using drugs, you know, praising the Lord, thank God, my body rejected all these drugs, but I was smoking very much, and I was drinking kind of a lot of alcohol without realizing. My way to drink, it was not like drunk, but I was drinking regularly, every day.
Jeden Tag, okay?
Yes, I played a lot of in casinos, and yeah.
Das wollte ich dich fragen, wie hast du dann überlebt? Woher hast du dann Geld gehabt in Norwegen? Hast du gearbeitet oder nicht?
Yes, I decided for the first time in my life, because in Costa Rica I have not worked, that I want to change my life. And I was like back in my thoughts, promising God that I will change, and I want to learn how is to be a woman that works. And I worked. Of course, I did not have school. And I was making fake papers, diplomas, and I was a very clever woman. So I find the best jobs in Norway, the best jobs. I worked for the richest man in Norway. So I earned good money. But, you know, Satan is always there to remind you that you was not a good girl, and he wants to make you feel that you belong to him and not to God. And that was a struggle, because more I wanted to escape totally out of that dark life, more I was chastened, you know, and I always get in the wrong friendships and wrong men's, and it's like I couldn't escape from that. I was like working a certain time, and then again something happened, and again I was falling, and then I was going again right, and then again I was falling, and something happened. So
wahrscheinlich, weil Satan hat gesehen, okay, jetzt vielleicht gehst du richtige Weg, ich komme mit vielleicht andere Versuchung. Okay, nach Norwegen. Wo bist du dann gegangen? Also warst du 32, oder? Jahre.
Yes, something like 22, 23.
22 nach Norwegen, aber
Yes.
von Norwegen, du hast gesagt, du hast 11 Jahre da gelebt, ne?
Yeah.
Also warst du 33.
Mm-hmm.
Wo bist du dann gegangen?
Well, something happened in Norway, because
Okay.
I had so many drama in my life, a lot of fights, police, drugs, jail. I was also in jail.
Wie lange?
No, not long, but I was
Okay.
there. I was interrogated many times, and that was even worse than being in the jail, because when they always call you up in the police station, and keep you there with a lot of questions and investigating, that's like really brain damaging. And then I said to God that I don't know how I get into this, but I want to really get out. And why I really start to ask, like, why is this life in this way? And if it exists something really clean and really good and without sin, you know? And one night before I went to sleep, I put my bottle of wine and my cigarettes, and I was pretty sad, because I always wish for a family. I felt deep in my heart that I could really love someone, like honestly. I never was cheating on my boyfriends, but I did not cultivate the right boyfriends. And I kind of wished not to kill myself, because I always respected that I have the life from God. Mm-hmm. But it's just simply I wished God would like switch me off and not being there. I didn't find a reason in my life.
War Gott immer in deine Gedanken? In deinem Kopf? Immer?
Always.
Okay.
Since that I was a child.
Okay. Und was ist passiert dann?
In that evening, I really had like a talk with God in my thoughts, and I said, God, this is impossible. I can't believe this. I always go, and something always happens, and I always fall down again and again. What am I supposed to do? Is this life? Why did you give us life on this earth to suffer all the time? What is the test? What is this? And I went to sleep, and I had a dream that night. And well, today I realized it was not a dream, it was real. I dreamed with two angels. And one of them came to me and said, you must go home, the time is short, God is talking to you. And I felt like, what? This is not real. So everything started from there with changing in good in my life.
Okay. Und dann bist du nach Rumänien gegangen. Danach, oder?
I followed this dream because I tried to keep my work, but I couldn't. This voice was following me everywhere, in my thoughts, in my heart, in my... It became something that I started to be thirsty for, you know? And I don't really remember how, but in a very short time, I ended up in Romania.
Okay.
I did not wish to go back to Romania ever, but my plan was Australia or United States of America, probably Florida or California, something like that. But I ended up in Romania.
Sag mir bitte, was ist dann passiert in Rumänien? Hat sich dein Leben geändert?
Well, I had an apartment in Romania. I had my own house and...
in der gleichen Stadt, wo ist deine Familie, oder?
Yes.
Okay.
But this was like private, my home,
okay.
And I stood there. Everybody started to ask me like, okay, what's going on? What you doing home? Are you visiting? And are you gonna stay home for good, forever now? I was like, no, I'm just visiting. I didn't even know why I was home, you know? And I remember it was about 3 weeks and this voice, it disappeared. I did not hear anymore Monika or do something or not to do. And I was like, man, I think actually this was just a dream. So how silly I am. I followed this voice by a dream because I have not told anyone. I had a lot of dreams before and since that I was a child, but I was telling people, but this time I have not told anyone. And when I decided like, okay, I quit, this was just a dream, and I was looking which country I should go, the next one. And I was very flexible to change my life and go from a country to another. And when I tried to decide which country I'm gonna go in, I had another dream.
Noch ein Dream?
Yes, okay. And then I was like sitting like outside in like a patio, and it was close to the forest. I remember that I was looking out of the window, and everything was just green, and I could like really smell this strong smell of the grass and the forest and the trees and the flowers, and everything was so beautiful. And I felt so much peace in my heart that I wished for that life. And when I like woke up, I was like, I should build a house close to a forest. And I started to ask around, hey, do you know where I could build a house where it's close to the forest? So I was just looking around and asking around, and I met a man who showed me around the neighborhoods and said, yeah, I have to sell land and I can build you a house and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, cool, I will do so. And this man was a Christian man. He is, because he's still alive. And we made a contract, and he started to build up this house in 2017. Mm-hmm. And a very beautiful house. I had swimming pool and very nice and very big house. Of course, this person has looked at me full of tattoos and smoking and not having a quite nice vocabulary and not the best friends, to say it like that. And he kind of realized from which background I am, but he was always a very respectful and very kind person.
Okay.
He was like a nice father image for me. He was like a nice father image for me.
Also war anders
Yes,
als die anderen Leute, was
Definitely.
du hast was gesehen, da ist was anders.
definitely,
Okay.
yes. He was kind and honest. He was always on time with the things. And one day he invited me somewhere. He had not told me exactly where.
Hat nicht gesagt wo.
No,
Okay.
no. And it was a Friday evening. It was a Friday evening. Of course, I was getting ready to party. And I had the alarm on my phone. And I was like, oh, I forgot. I need to meet this person. So I took my best friend, Stephen. He's my best friend now too. And we went together. And it was quite dark. It was winter. And when I parked the car, and we crossed the street, and I got closer and closer. I saw like a big building and a white building. I haven't seen anything writing on it. It was quite strange. But when I get closer and closer and closer, I saw something. People was holding a big black book, and that was the Bible. And then I got freaked out, and I told my friends, even though I loved God, I loved Jesus, I always said that God is alive and exists. But I told my friend, like, man, we get in a really big trap of Satan because we are in a secta, you know?
Okay.
I was like, wow, I can't believe this. And he was like, man, let's run away from here. I said, I'm not gonna run away because I have respect for this man. This man is building my house. So we get invited, we're gonna remind here. And we went in and everybody was very nice and wishing us welcome. But what happened is that when the priest, the pastor, as we say, the pastor started to talk, everything just stopped around me. And I recognized this voice. And I remember that I knew this voice. And this voice was the voice what I heard in Norway, in my dream.
Wow.
And then suddenly, can you imagine, it was like over 300 people? And I told my friend Stephen, I'm like, man, this pastor, in that time I was saying priest. I was like, this priest knows me. He was like, come on, stop joking. He don't know. It's first time we're coming to a church. And it's not even a church. You can't see no crosses, no icons, no nothing.
Keine Ikone, gar nichts.
Nothing.
Okay.
This is not
Keine
a church.
Bilder, nichts.
Nothing. This is not a church. This is a secta. This is a group. This is dangerous. But it was so beautiful. It was no crosses and no icons and anything, but it was such a beautiful core. They were singing nice, and the preach was so beautiful and calm, and you could really understand. But in that night, I felt like this person was talking personal to me and telling me like, welcome home. And I was like, home? No, this is not my home. My home is my friends, my home. It was a quite interesting night, but from that moment, everything changed in my life. Everything.
Erzähl uns
Everything.
vielleicht kurz gefasst, was ist danach passiert?
I keep go out with my friends, but everywhere I've been, in the clubs, on the terraces, the outgoing places, the pubs, I heard that voice, welcome home. And I felt so peaceful. And I was like, could it be possible that this is the place where I belong to, that I always was thirst for? And I had this thought to call this man who invited me, who was building my house, and ask him if I could go one more time. But another thought was telling me, come on, this is so embarrassing. Why you should call him? Don't call him. This is not nice. You cannot go there. They are a secta. It's a special group. You cannot go there. But another thought was telling me, yes, call. And I called and I asked him if I could go once again. And he's like, of course, you can come anytime you want. And he said, you know what? Actually, he called in the right time because this week, every day we have a prayer week. Would you like to join? And I was like, yes, but don't tell my friends. Because my friends was coming to see how my house was building and how I was developing, you know. And I went that week in the... Well, let me tell you something. My heart, I felt so anxious. I felt so anxious. My heart was pumping so hard every time I stepped in this place, and I could not pray. I did not pray. But I was listening to people, the way they was praying, and it was amazing. I felt every time that I could cry so much, and yeah, I think I fall in love with God, with Jesus.
Okay. Hast du dann angefangen, selber vielleicht Bibel zu lesen, zu studieren, irgendwelche andere Bücher? Wenn ja, welche Bücher hast du dann angefangen zu lesen?
It's so much to talk about it, but shortly, I did not believe in the Bible.
Okay.
You see, we skipped so many details about my life, and
Ich verstehe.
I've been in very big mafias, which unfortunately it was a big part of them, the priests from the church. I was drinking with the priests from the church, drugs, party, and they had the Bible with them. So for me, the Bible was not true.
Oh, okay.
For me, the Bible was a book that probably sometime God started to write it, but he couldn't end it because the people was continuing it. So this person came one day and he has given me present a Bible, and my thought was like, oh, everything until the Bible. We get a friendship, but not the Bible.
No, keine Bibel.
Yes, but I had so much respect for him, and I accepted. And I started to bring it to the church. I really want to mention, very important, is that in this church, what I liked very much is that they had this Sabbath school. It's something that they study. They were studying so much, and I didn't knew what they studying in the church, but I was listening, and then I heard about Avram, about Job, about Ruth, and it was so fascinating. It was so beautiful, everything what I was hearing, and in my thoughts was I could imagine how Avram was going, and Job coming, and Ruth, and Marie, and I was like mind-blowing. I was like, this is the life I wanted. This is what I was looking for. So this was that key that I opened, and I went in the wonderland, you know, and I wished, but I didn't say it to people, you know, and I love that. So this made me attracted to the Bible somehow. And I really loved, the pastor was talking then in the church.
Kann ich dich kurz nur was fragen? Ich habe deine Bibel gesehen. Die
Yes.
ist so groß. Ist das diese Bibel?
No.
Okay.
No, but the cover,
Okay.
that is from my first Bible.
Okay.
Yeah, the cover. Yeah, so everything started like this, and I was going home to Christine and telling her that I'm so in the beginning I was lying and hiding things. People was going to church on Friday evening, and for us Friday and Saturday was the party, the really party day, and
Jetzt ganz anders.
yeah, people was like, where is Monika? Where is Monika? And Monika was in the church. I was like running after church, like,
Entschuldigung, an welchem Tag bist du zur Kirche? Also an
Friday evening.
Friday evening.
Friday evening it started the Sabbath,
Okay.
and then Saturday morning. So
Okay,
that
also
caused me a lot of troubles,
Okay.
because in my life, Friday evening I must be present when the sun goes down in the party, and Saturday we used to eat out in the restaurant, and the evening, on the afternoon, 5, 6 o'clock, we start a game party. Saturday was like, you know, it was very important day.
Hast du dich vielleicht irgendwann gefragt, warum Samstag? War das für dich ein bisschen komisch? Warum Samstag? Warum geht man nicht wie alle anderen Christen am Sonntag in die Kirche?
No, because in my family, I was not raised like that. We never talk about, yeah, my mom said that it's Sunday. I remember when I was younger, and I remember because she was like, Sunday we're not washing clothes.
Ah, okay, ja.
But we was not like not cooking.
Das gleiche wie bei uns. Meine Mutter hat auch früher immer gesagt, nicht Maschine anmachen Sonntag.
Yes,
Ja,
Sunday we don't wash. But of course, if it was something necessary,
Ja,
then you
genau,
could
genau
also
das
wash,
Gleiche, ja.
you know? Or if it was this calendaristic, some saint celebration.
Rote Datum.
Yes,
roter Datum,
a rate date. And what I did not like in the Orthodox part, it was that it was a lot of icons, and they was kissing it around and kissing the hands for the priest. And for me, was even since I was a child, it was very strange. And I felt like, why should I kiss other men's hands? And why should I kiss all these pictures? Because they are dead. No one is talking to me. So since I was a child, I kind of refused these believings.
Hast du vielleicht, kommen wir zurück auf deine Geschichte. Du hast gehört von Job, Abraham. Und du hast gesehen, okay, das steht alles in der Bibel. Hast du dann selber, hast du gesagt, wow, ich will jetzt selber lesen, was steht da in der Bibel, oder hast du immer noch ein bisschen Abstand gehabt von...
Well, this pastor, when he was preaching, he preached really beautiful about God, about Jesus. And then I was curious, and then I was trying to keep up with him, with the Bible. I was bringing my Bible as well, and I was trying to study. But it didn't really work out. I did not have that deep Holy Spirit. But something happened. In a certain moment, I fell in love with the Sabbath schools.
Okay.
So every Saturday in the morning, they get in 2 or 3 or 4 groups, depends how big it was, the church. And they was together, and they was studying during the week from Monday to Saturday. They had every day a part,
etwas zu lesen.
something to read.
Okay. Und dann am Samstag darüber sprechen. Alle
Exactly.
zusammen.
They
Schön.
came together and
Also
they
ist man
talked.
in eine Kirche oder Gemeinde, ist man involviert, also ist man aktiv. Nicht nur sitzen und zuhören, sondern man ist dabei.
This is what I liked, that you could get involved. You know, they involved. They ask you, and what's your opinion, and what's your opinion,
sure.
and that was really nice, because you kind of felt free to talk about things and to see what do you believe in, and you was not blamed if you did not believe in something, you know. So that was nice, and then I felt like I heard here and there that these people are making the baptize when they are growing up, people with the Holy Spirit.
Also nicht wie Babys.
No, and that was strange, because I was put in the water when I was a child. And when I heard this, I felt it so perfectly correct. I was like, this is nice, because I was a child. I could not decide for myself. My mother and father decided. This is the way it should be. I want to baptize too. And then I felt this really big love. I want to baptize too. Finally, I can choose something for myself, and not without my mom's permission or father's permission. And I do this for Jesus. This was, I think, in probably April or May in 2018, when I went really happy to Christine and I said, listen, I want to baptize. And she was like, oh, cool, are you sure? I'm like, yeah. And she was like, so you're gonna stop coming out with me in the clubs? And I was like, well, don't think about that now. Think about how beautiful is this now, my baptize. And maybe you wanna come, and you know. And she had days that she felt really happy for me. And she actually said that this is the right way. But it was days that she was really sad and she felt like abandoned and you left me and it's not the same without you and...
Es ist komisch. Es ist komisch heute, wenn man sich für Gott entscheidet, dass Freunde und Familie kein Verständnis haben. Verstehst du? Die denken, du machst was falsch. Du willst bessere Person werden, du willst nicht mehr rauchen, nicht mehr Alkohol trinken. Du willst besser werden, aber deine Freunde sagen, was ist los mit dir? Heute ist normal etwas anderes, aber mit Gott ist nicht normal. Das ist interessant und ein bisschen traurig, ne?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
So I was continuing to this baptize, you must study for 6 months.
Okay, also du musst wissen, was du willst.
Exactly, you have to know what you're doing,
okay.
Not just going and get under the water and you're baptized.
Okay, I'm here.
Yes, I'm here, Jesus, take me. It's study to know. You get friend with Jesus. You have to know about Him. Why are you doing this? Where are you? Where are you coming from? What are you doing here? And where are you going? So this was really nice for me. This was really cool. I was more and more happy and I started to go less and less in the clubs. And I started to go every Saturday in the church. And I started to read the Bible. I didn't really understand it. Honestly, that time, the Bible I could not understand. But I want to baptize. And in 2018, the same year, in 23rd of June, Christine, she committed suicide. She killed herself.
Ah.
So I didn't want to baptize anymore.
Du warst enttäuscht von Gott.
I was not mad with God, but it was such a sad moment this for me when she died that I didn't think about church anymore.
Okay.
Everything stopped.
Okay. Und wie lange hast du dann aufgehört?
Well, Christine, she passed away in 23rd of June 2018, and then the pandemic came. And they closed down the churches.
Okay, also ungefähr ein halbes Jahr hast du dann,
yes.
Okay, hast du zu Hause auch nicht studiert, gelesen, einfach nur...
It's a lot of problems started because I guess Satan have seen that I really want to change. I start to tell my friends, if you come over my place, please not bring alcohol. Always was party in my house. And well, when the pandemic came and everything was closed, I got in a business with my oldest brother and everything came one by one. Satan wanted me to collapse. So I lost Christine. I got in a bad business with my oldest brother. I lost my house, my car, my money.
Dieses Haus, was du gebaut hast, okay?
I fell in love with a guy from the church, which was a wrong guy. And I thought like, wow, I fell in love with a good guy in the church.
Also ist alles...
Yes, and I lost a child, a pregnancy, and I was devastated. Everything collapsed, and then I really did not understand that what's going on in my life. So, but God did not leave me.
Okay.
So He was there like a guardian angel through my best childhood friend, Stephen. And He allowed me to stay at His place. He have given me his room, and He was like a big brother for me. And then I went through a lot of battles because it was just me, alone, my cigarettes, my alcohol, and the Bible.
Okay.
That was it. And that's what I needed. God wanted me to need Him, to feel that I need Him. And I cried a lot. and I yelled a lot, and I struggled a lot, and I asked God, why is this happening? The interesting thing is that I never asked God by judging him. I was actually asking him, no, why is this? Why is this? Of course, before it, a lot of things happened. I tried to quit smoking for the church because they was teaching us that we are not allowed to smoke if we baptize, and not drink alcohol, and not eat pork meat. And I was like, okay, I have to do this and this and this. Yes.
Why?
Well, it's a long story. It's not because God has made something wrong with the pork, because everything he created, it's nice and beautiful. But they have some reasons and points in the Bible that is very important. And this is called like a not clean meat.
Und das steht in der Bibel.
Yes, definitely. I heard that when I was younger as well. And I know that other religions as practicing this. For me was not important. But now that I was in the church and I really wanted to follow Jesus, was very important for me. Because God said that he don't like that. So I was like, okay, then I'm not doing that. And yeah, it was a struggle. But I want to say that in this pandemic time, I stood like 3 months in a very deep suffering. I thought if I would die, it would be easier for me, but I didn't die, so I was really in a big battle.
Hast du auch im Kopf diese Gedanken gehabt?
I started to hear a lot of voices to kill myself. I don't deserve to live. I'm not good for anything, and so on. And I tried to read the Bible. I didn't understand nothing. And you know what I did? I was praying. I went on my knees. And I was just crying and crying and crying and just yelling to God, why and why and why. And actually, I started to get in a friendship with God. I started to get to know God because he was answering me. I didn't realize that time because I was like, really? So that's why you do that? And my friend was hearing this talking, but just my voice. I was like, who's talking to? Who she's talking to? She's crazy. She went crazy. And I told God that somehow deep in my heart, I love you, but I can't see you. I can't touch you. I don't know where you are. It's strange. And that makes me feel like I want to quit this thought. And one night I had a dream. And God said to open the Bible. And he had given me 3 verses. I did not know the Bible then. Now I can open, if you ask me, Matthew or Marcus or Revelation or whatever. But then I did not know. And I opened the Bible exactly. I followed the dream the way he showed me. And these 3 verses was there in the Bible. And then I knew that God is alive. Wow. And that is the biggest experience for me. Then I knew that God is alive, and I never stopped believing him. From that moment, I follow him even today. I knew he's alive, and everything changed. And then I said, okay, if you're alive, teach me. Make me again as a baby that I just came out from my mom, and teach me, raise me up. And he raised me up. I left the apartment from 3 weeks to 3 months. 22 years I was smoking. And I quit smoking without telling me the church.
Auf einmal. Von heute auf morgen.
Yes. Smoke. No one believed that. He said, Monika will never quit smoking. I quit smoking, alcohol, pork meat, potty. I had short hair, blonde, and raised hair up, and a lot of gold. And I was always wearing kind of sexy clothes, and I had a really dirty vocabulary, and I don't know, the Holy Spirit came to me, and I fell in love with Jesus. And what happened actually is that through the Holy Spirit, I find finally for what I was looking for all my life.
Das, was du gefunden hast, wo du von
There was
Rumänien
my
gegangen
love.
bist,
There was my happiness.
dieses Glück.
Yes. So everything changes. Everybody starts to say she's crazy and this is not normal, she's overreacting, and everybody starts to get angry with this church that brainwashed me. And I said, no, it's not about them. It's about Jesus. People could not change me. I was a very stubborn girl. I never listened to my mom. Why I should listen to a church? But it was God. And I never did something because God asked me. God never told me, give me the cigarettes, give me the alcohol. No, he just always told me, I have something for you. He was just giving me. He was giving me so many good things that my bad things, I didn't need them anymore. I was just taking. I realized that I did not have what I had before.
Okay.
So that was so beautiful. And then I started to understand the Bible from that day. From that day, when I read the Bible, everything started to open. And I had a relation with God. So when the pandemic was over and I went to church, I was a different person. Nobody recognized me.
Wann hast du dann getauft? Baptized?
I baptized in 2021, in 26th of June. It's very interesting because in 26th of June 2018, Christine was, the
gleiche
funeral.
Datum wie deine Freundin gestorben ist.
Yes.
Ah, okay.
One has died and one get alive. I baptized in 2021 because I wanted that God decide for me where He wants me to baptize and where and when. And He decided 26th of June 2021. Praise the Lord, yes.
Deine Geschichte ist so lang, man muss mehrere Sendungen machen. Vielleicht, dass du uns noch sagst, was machst du jetzt?
Well,
Arbeitest du etwas für Gott? Dass du sagst, Gott, danke, du hast mich geändert. Ich will für dich etwas machen, dass ich vielleicht Leute helfe, dass die sich auch ändern.
I have projects with students and schools, and I had a job in Romania. I worked as a health institute, as a personal nurse behandling, to put it that way. But now sometimes I go to Switzerland. I work in Switzerland or Germany or Switzerland or Germany for a few months, 1 to up to 3-4 months a year, and then I earn that money. Of course, that I don't separate my job. Even when I'm working in Switzerland or wherever I am serving the Lord. So, but with that money helps me to go in my country and buy more books and help more people. And of course, I could maintain myself as well. So this is what I'm doing, going to old people, young people. I have projects with the jails. I talk to prostitutes. I have a lot of people with a lot of drug issues. And basically, I'm trying to tell them that I am an alive example that we don't have to make sins and make wrong things to get to know Jesus. And this is the main message from the Bible. You don't have to make sins. You don't have to go in the dark place just to meet Jesus' love and mercy. You can do good things and know that Jesus loves you. You can just keep going good things and Jesus is there for you. But this is the main message. So this is what I'm doing now.
Du hast gerade gesagt Message, Nachricht. Hast du vielleicht eine Nachricht für unsere Zuschauer in Bosnien und Herzegowina, die das hier sehen? Was kannst du denen sagen? Hast du eine Nachricht?
Yes, I would like to tell them that it's a lot of power in praying. Pray and be there for your brothers and sisters, for your church, for your people, and read the Bible. And Not be there just talking. Be there. Do you need help? What's wrong with you? Care about the person next to you. Ask him, what's your problem? What's your struggle? What's your pain in your heart? What you don't understand? And pray, 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 and pray, and wait for Jesus Christ, because I'm sure God will come soon for us. I believe that. And following Jesus, it's to have authentic life. Authentic life. This is what I wish for everyone, to pray, because the pray has the power to get close, to get friend with Jesus. In John 17, chapter 17, with verse 3, he says that the eternal life is to know God and Jesus. So get friend with Jesus. Go and get friend with Jesus. The way I always tell the students as well when I'm making evangelization, I'm serving the Lord, is that I'm making missionary work, that when you fall in love with a man or with a woman, it's such a beautiful love that you don't want that day to end. You wish to stay on and on. You don't even want to sleep. You just want to stay awake and just watch that person. Sometimes you don't even want to talk. Just watch that person. And it's so good just to know that he's there. So how much more beautiful is the relationship with Jesus? So.
Wow.
Yes.
Monika, ich danke dir.
Praise the Lord. Thank you for reminding me. And I'm sure that this was God's willing to know each other. And
Auf jeden Fall. Danke dir.
Kad uvidimo svoju grešnost, ne čekajmo da se popravimo. Koliko ima onih koji misle da nisu dovoljno dobri da dođu Kristu? Očekujemo li da ćemo se popraviti svojim vlastitim naporima? Može li Etiopljan promijeniti kožu svoju ili ris šare svoje? Možete li vi činiti dobro, naučivši se činiti zlo? Nama može pomoći samo Bog. Mi ne trebamo čekati na čvršće osvjedočenje, na bolje prilike, na svetiji karakter. Mi sami ništa ne možemo učiniti. Moramo doći Kristu upravo onakvi kakvi jesmo.